sentient beings, especially those enemies who hit me, obstructors who harm me, and all those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and enlightenment. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering and safely. I will establish them in the still one sapas, perfect temple and the perfect Buddha. Dala, Danwarasipe, Dra, no parasipe, Gek, Tarpa, Tamjin, Chembal, Parta, Chuparasepa, Tamje, Zorsepe, Manamka, Tanyam, Semjin, Tamje, Dewa, Din, Dongharadan, Tar, Nord, Lana, Mepa, Yandabar, Zobe, Sancho, Rumboje, Toparasa. Thus, until achieving enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas or yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, the Dakinis, and the Dhamma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas embraced the enlightenment and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to Bodhicitta, and apply myself to accomplish each stage of the path. And the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent. I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all other sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they liberate from suffering the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. So maybe we chant this today, Tibetan, the 7 lamp prayer. Jinye zedai zo jinye de na te son shiba meye singe ge. Da ge ma le de dai tam je la le da na ye tang we sa je o. Zangbo jebe mon lang dob dai ge jarwa tam je ye je ngon zon de. Shenge de nye le ra do ba ye. Jarwa ken la zanzer rabde zanzer lo. Durche dena durnye sanje nam. Sanje seje we na yubata. Te tar jije ye na maleba. Tamje jarwa dage kanwar mu. Te da ngamban ze jamzo nam. Yangje yen lai jamzo dragenje. Jarwa genje yonde rabju jen. Devara sheba damje dagitu. Meto damba chingwa damba dang. Sirnye namdang sope dongjo dang. Marme yodan dobe damba ye. Jarwa deda lanen jubaraje. Naza damba nandan jumjo dang. Seme burma rara nyamba dang. Goba jebaran baben jogenji. Jarwa deda lanen jubaraje. Chuba gana lami jajewa. Deda jarwa dangje layami. Zambo yulai debe dobdaige. Jarwa genlai sansaran jubaraje. Docha shedan tumo wangene. Ledang adan yeje jiji jang. Deva dage jiba jinje ba. Deda damje dage sosorosha. Soje jarwa gendan sanje se. Ranjara namdang lobdang malodang. Roa genje sonan kang la yang, te da genje jise da ye rang, kana so jen je den ro me da, san je ren bar san je ma ja ni, gong bo de da da ge dam je la, ko lo la na me ba go wa gor, nyang en da war ye gen de da la, Roa gen la ben jen de veser, karba jenge drenye yubaya, da ge da mora je zorwa je, sanzer wadan ju jen yabadan, yeze yeran gor jen zorwa ye, ge wai junze da ge je zaba, tam je zobe san jo zer ngowo. Sa ye bu je zo ye me do zhang, re ra lin ye nye de jin ban de, san je yin la me de pur wa ye, zhou gen nam dai yin de ye war yo. Ko son yon zo la me zo nam la, se nan zan son de yin ye jin ju, da le long ju nan ze yong ye la, la min jo ge ngu zho zar de zo ong ge re ren na men zha,本ざ们がざ们らざわれなざまえあほん。将真觉多面藏雷经，察别东松用来家，自灭加万多坚强，盘结定共被下来的。得大的三界就来美，心机落撇都接近，人个明白啥人来讲，sem je dar de do bar心机落。Sem je nam je zamba dan lo ye ze zai je da wa che jong te mong de ba ye chi jeng go lo go de zo. Please stand aware of the dharma of the two vehicles and the combination according to disposition and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. Long press to Manjushri Tibetan. Tange lo de nye jendara nye dara nam dai rob sarwa. Jenye dongen je jen ze zere nye je do gar ling wam zeng. Kanda zibe zonrai mare mendo dungar jizere rozo gen lai peje tarze yen lai chukje yandin song rotar che roi nye moi nye lo leje jia zhuo zhong ze jing Mare menzara dongara nyuga jinye junze rajanam done dojen sojen darsen yonde le zoi jarse ko jata jadai junye jinje dalo menzara julande. Om Arapatsanna de 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 Om Wange Shoram 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 Om Yone gelen changwa bo ye je me rabden bar ye den de mo me zarwa jambar yang la zan zar du Tamge doje jaje reizhen rong yinje medo deje bongjong ba zerje lembo davre jipek shaje jarpe shabla guzan zer dorjen jagar penchen bola gaden jebe manjone gala inden rong 다달로노 zembe 간원제 orjen rombo jela zorwande jojen janjen delo naroda marba mala jije gambo baba morba yorwa indigo kaju lama namla zorwande rome jije yenje bobrane tizom sanje genje ngowonye Ransen jiga ngonsong donzebe Zave lame shabla zorwande. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Merry Christmas, everyone. Tachi Delay. So today we are in the teaching is very good practitioners, giving award this some sort of ordeal activity with the families. So today we are in the wrath for deities. So hearing liberation teaching as introduction, main teaching, conclusion. So we are in the main teaching. In the main teaching, the topic is death Bardo. So long as you have the ability to recognize death Bardo, realize liberation to the Dharmakaya, then after death Bardo, called reality Bardo arise. In the within reality Bardo, also still have opportunity to liberate the Dharmakaya states, but more generally teaching and the liberation is Sambhonakaya. So then in the Sambhonakaya section has this peace for deity and wrath for deities. So 42 peace for Yadam deity, 58 wrath for deities. These are the deities within our own body. Right now we are alive. During the life, all this peace for deity is location to our on the heart center, heart chakra. All the wrath for deity is located our own the brain. So when we die, all this deities appear to the form body separate from us. Then someone who has practiced Yadam deity and who know this hearing liberation, cultivating, meditating, who already have familiarity, and in the Bardo, when reality arises, the practitioner has ability to liberate because all the Bardo appearances recognizes the deity's form. All the song is recognized is the mantra or enlightening speech. Then all these thoughts, fears is dissolved into nature, mind, Dharmakaya. So who has that ability, that person can liberate in these stages. So we started first day to seventh day, or is peaceful deity. And then peaceful deity stages, they talk about more cultural poems, 7 times have ability to liberate. But inside there, many details like ability to get realization each moment in that time in the 7 days, within 7 days. So if Bardo being has ability to recognize, then if the person due to negative conditions is strong and not any connect much spiritual, especially Vajrayana tradition teachings, then that person could be lost that all opportunities. Then they come into this 7th to 8th to 9, this wrathful death is arising. So when this wrathful death is arise, it's more harder to liberate, more difficulty. The reason is more frightening, more fear. So person has more fear, more frightenings, then harder to get relaxed and call these deities, calling the deities, recalling the Yadam deities, recalling the Guru, and recalling our own practice is hard, not that easy. So that's why, if we lose the peaceful deities section, come into the wrathful deity, it's not that easy. So that already mentioned about very clearly. Then also, nevertheless, here another opportunity is, yesterday we talked, nevertheless, if there is even slightest recognition, liberation is easy in this, the wrathful deities section has another opportunity. Should you ask why this is so? It's because once the awesome, terrifying, and fearful appearances arise, awesome and terrifying and fear appearance, this arising very strongly, the awareness does not have the luxury of distraction. So mind is a kind of fear, so strong, and it's kind of faint, something I think like the English may be correct, faint, like, you can't get distractions. Reason is that terrifying and fearful is so strong. The awareness does not have this luxury of distraction, so not distracting. The awareness one-pointedly concentrated. If someone has practiced Dzogchen, it's also a good opportunity to liberate in this section, because you get strong fears right away. You recognize your own nature. So this section, we have to create ability to realization. During this right now, we are in the living Bardo. So when we have strong fears, right away look to the nature mind. When you have fracturing, like this terrifying appearance arise, right away looking to your mind. Some negative thoughts strong arise, recognize and right away looking to mind. So, stay in the natural mind. Then that helps when this, during in the Bardo, we get this strong fracturing arise, have ability to get a realization. So that's the, very important section and the key, another in the wrathful deities. not always bad. They also have a good opportunity too. So we can practice Dharma when we are comfortable, and that is the peaceful deity sections mostly attain realization. That practice, our habitual karmic imprint helps get realization. But when we have emotions, fears, recognize that, and the right moment there, stop and into the natural rebirth. If we have that great ability in this right now living Bardo, then we have an opportunity to liberate in this Bardo state. So we have to think about why this peaceful and wrathful too, because our condition, feeling has peacefully and wrathfully always comes two things together. I mean, not together simultaneously together, but always comes, go back and forth all the time. So sometimes like everything's a comfort, great. So we practice Dharma, create love and compassion, generosity, patience. So that connect to all is peaceful deities. And when we have fears, negative emotions, sufferings, if we take that on the path, so that all is connect to the wrathful deities, practice ability. Even we don't say wrathful deity, but that is wrathful deity. The deity means enlightening quality. So when we have a good condition, practice Dharma, so that's all is connected to the Dharma quality is peaceful Yadam deities. When we have difficulty, negative suffering, take the path is practice. That is the practice quality is wrathful deity. So that's I think we have to understand, very important. Then you get comfortable with this peaceful deity and wrathful deities. Otherwise, like all this wrathful deity is located into your brain level somewhere. You get scared, you get nervous, like we think something in there is too much, not feel comfortable. So the point is also, if you go to meditate more subtle level, I mean, like you subdued your crazy mind, all the busy work here, and all these thoughts, emotion is very strong, created from your brain, mind. And when you meditate, more kind, love, compassion is all arising from the heart center. So that's why we recognize where this is talking about, wrathful deity is located in the brain, and peaceful deity is location into our heart center chakra. Because when you love, compassion, this enlightening, good quality, when condition, when we have good condition arising from heart, and when this thoughts, emotion created from all this brain level. So that's why this deity is right now we are in the lifetime. So all this brain thoughts, emotion rising from the brain, it can be negative, it can be transformed positively. That's why it can be Yadam deity, can be Mara. So heart location center is more simple, easy usually, because it's a more good condition, more the positive energy. So easy to, we accept and go through that level. So that's the general information. So now we go to the continue. So yesterday, if at this stage, oral instructions, such as those which follow, have not been previously introduced or are not introduced. So this instruction is someone don't have a guru to share, previously introduced or are not introduced. Someone don't know this Vajrayana, herring liberation, and someone don't have a teacher. So then, even though one's studies may have been eons, like they will be of no benefit here. So if study very hard, and no any understanding this deity practice, yadam deities, then that person, even the preceptor, highest teachers of, so monasteries who uphold the monastic disciplines. So this, we think about this, or the relatively, you have good conduct, you have really good disciplinary yourself, ourselves, yeah. And even monasteries, very strong tradition, Thelovaden, basic, they don't accept Tantra Vajrayana, and someone very strong attached to that conduct, then they're not accepting this Tantra teaching. Yeah, so that kind of person, not possible to liberate in this stage. And great teachers of this delight logic who have not been previously introduced to the teachings. So someone has a really good philosopher, very, very good debating, and some very good debater, philosophers, then they don't also accept that much sometimes yadam deity. So kind of scientists already, scientists. There can be happening that kind, Also some monastics very strong attached to Vinayana, this, discipline, conduct. And then they don't accept Tantra teaching. The thing is, Tantra teaching is against to the Vinayana. So that kind of, some people get very narrow mind. And then that kind of person, not possible to liberate in this case stages. So that's not rarely happening, but could be happening. Could be happening is very strong Theravada tradition, and no any Vajrayana teachings. So they're very strong attached to their conduct. So that's why in this section, Thelopa mentioned about very clearly in the Genji of Mahamudra. So who strongly fixation attached to the own conduct. He says that is broken samaya, true nature. Relatively, it's a perfect conduct, but go up to absolute truth samaya is broken. That means you can get realization, you can liberate enlightenment, that disciplinary, that conduct. So that's why, of course, need logic, philosophy, but to use that and knowing the yadam deity practice. And need good conduct, not attached to fixation to that, or, accepting yadam deity practice, the truth, essence, inner practice, individually have to accept open mind. Some levels, this Tantra teaching is called sacred mantrayana. It's also not ready to share student, not rapid and karma. So that's why some teachers don't share that much, but auto level, there's looks like really strong this monastery who uphold the monastic discipline. Very strong stay there, but their own inner practice is Tantra teachings. The auto level follow that very strongly. So that's another reason we don't know. Sometimes like this Vinayana teacher, monastic, uphold monastic disciplines, they stay very strong, that, disciplinary and conduct, because the reason is people wanted to take that, good conduct. And that's why their showing is very strong in that state. But the inner practice is Tantra. So many teachers has like that way. They don't talk Tantra teaching, but they practice inner. When they talk about author, guide the students, they follow this very strong uphold monastic disciplines. So the reason is here is not criticize anyone, and we have to, accepting, like have to know how to practice ourselves. And other also we cannot think, oh, this person is not knowing. Maybe that person is too strong attached to uphold the monastic discipline, conduct. So we cannot judgmental. And we don't know that case. And I know many teachers, there's very strong uphold the monastic discipline. They only share that teaching. They only talk about that. And they guide through that. But their own practice is a Tantra. So that's, it's important. And we have a general teaching, guide, stages, but then individual, using our own special method, Tantra teaching, we need that. So Tantra teaching is not guide for every public, every people has different kind of precepts. The harder to guide use Tantra teaching. And that's why Tantra teaching is more our own practice. And that's why when you receive the teaching, sometimes like less talk others, is like put effort, practice our own is more beneficial than talking, Auto level, this Vinayana, this conduct section, philosophy, logic, you can talk. Is you can share discussion, very important. When talk about Tantra teachings, discussion also not easy, because it's all practices inner quality levels. It's like own experience. If you share to others, they don't also understand clearly. Like you need some levels like your own experience, and other also must have to have that kind of some own experience. Then you talk each other, could be accept, understand each other. Otherwise, they don't recognize each other. Then maybe someone thinks like you are crazy. So that's why, Tantra teaching is called sacred mantrayana. This philosophy, logic, Vinayana teaching is no secret. You can discussion, you can talk. It's all auto level explain using idea. So that's the important. Where we see this know here what happened is, and the great teacher of delight is the logic who have not been previously introduced to the teachings. Okay, that don't have this herring liberation teaching, where be water on the occasion and fair to attain recognition. So that can be really fair to recognition on nature. Consequently, they will continue to roam in cyclic existence. They go back to samsara again. This is right, because the liberation is come from realization, not only the conduct and intellectual knowing. So this is even more so for ordinary person. So of course, the ordinary person more far away from that, feeling in awe of terror and fear. So more fear, more terror and awe feelings. So that's why they were far into the abyss of lower existences and suffer miserably. This Vinayana tradition teacher philosophy, that's also get confused too in these stages. Then of course, Pema Sambhava said, ordinary people, very easy to, lost this in these stages, because due to feeling in awe, terror, and fear. So that's why go wrong directions, take samsara, rebirth, suffering miserably. However, even the most inferior of yogins who has practiced the way of sacred mantra, so were immediately upon seeing the example blood drinking deities. So, someone who has connect to this Vajrayana teaching, even not middle practitioner and high level, for sharp faculty or the really good practitioner. Inferior means like just who has devotion, who has connect to this teaching. Even they don't know knowing that much, I think, because inferior means like not really have strong, good wisdom to knowing all the teaching. So who has practiced the way of sacred mantra, who practiced this sacred mantra teaching, where immediately upon seeing the example below drinking, that is, they see all this, when of terror and fear arise, they recognize all is dead, yadam dead is display. And they have ability to recognize them to be meditation deities, as if meeting odd acquaintances. So they recognize, and so odd acquaintances each other, knowing like someone, trusting in them. So the really strong trust and certainty comes to their mind. The yogin will dissolve indivisibly into the meditation deities. Become dissolved to meditation deity means you have become inseparable with the yadam deities. Because this deity is not somewhere else. It's like your own emanation, or your own emanation is dissolved to yourself. Same is like when we are in the dream. So you have a very strong fear in the dream. You recognize it is a dream, even wake up, but you knowing it is dream, not true there, or the dream delusion is dissolved. So same, here, when this fear is rising in the Bardo, so this practitioner recognize right away it is own yadam deity, and all fears is dissolved, become the practitioner is inseparable with the yadam deity. So the meditation deity and attain Buddhahood, see, it's wonderful, right? Amazing. Not always bad there, it's good things. really, really good, you know, if you get that happens. So we think about this opportunity. Don't forget, okay? So then next one. So the creature point is indeed that those in this world who have peril or to death. So we you know, thinking about our own death. Then most important is we meditate on the former description of this blood drinking Buddha bodies. So we have to look to this wrath for death is form body often and often. Meditate. And also meat offering and praise to them, or at the very last. And of course, like you practice a yadam deity, then it's great. If you you know, just not really practicing a yadam deity, illis, you have to look to this peaceful deity and wrathful deity is the Thanga, and have to meditate, and then use the Thanga, and we can offering and prostration, confessing. So all this, you know, use that object, have to practice. If you are the Yadam deity practitioner, example, you practice Chinrezek, then the Chinrezek is embodiment of all these peaceful and wrathful deities. So when we are in the Bardo, you can only use the Chinrezek form and transform all these fears. And if, you know, the appearance, whatever arise, we can transform. So that's why someone only focus one Yadam deity practice. Then whatever thoughts, emotion arise, right away you apply that deity, then that person has, you know, ability to transform these fears to deity. So, you know, that's also another important. Then another way you can also look, of course, this wrathful deity, form body, and the peace force, you see is good too. Have simply see their pointed and sculpted images may recognize forms that arise here and attain liberation. So right now we are in the living Bardo. We, you know, look to these images and the familiarity. And when we are get in the Bardo stage, someone helps, you know, hearing liberation. And then we recall all this, our used to practice, and all the, you know, all we fractioning is can transform to the this the wrathful deity's form. So ability to we have liberate. That's also a good thing too. Another way to, like, we wanted to liberation. Moreover, when those preceptors who uphold the monastic disciplines and the teachings of dialectics who have not been introduced die, so however great their perseverance was in religious conduct, or however lined they were in their exegetical or ticker clarifying doctrines within the human world, no auspicious signs such as major or minor bone relics or rainbow light were appear. So in this, you know, not we just talking about this who has this monastic conduct disciplinary is bad. So that is a really high level in the relative truth. You know, in the relative truth level, you go to highest level is, here is like who uphold the monastic disciplineness and the teachings of, dialectics. So who has that is highest level in our relative truth. But this practice only cannot get a realization, the main point. You hold that and also not attached to that, yeah, and you have to go beyond in that. So if you don't go beyond in that, you are very strong fixation attached to that, your conduct, and then no opportunity to liberate. That's very clear. And then, of course, someone is a philosopher, only there talk about and thinking about all the time is like intellectual debating. So mind is so busy become all the time how to debating, how to like use these logics and subdue the others, not bring into subduing our own mind, right? Use logic and try to subdue the like other debaters. So if you only follow that, become then no, it's good logic person in the good doctrine in the relative truth, but still the person cannot liberate. So then when that person die, there's no good sons. It's just same as almost ordinary people. Or however line that see were in the external clarified doctrine within the human worlds, no auspicious sons, such as major or minor bone relics or rainbow light. So people die, meditator practitioners die, they always have sun. If you're so strong attached to these conducts, no accepting other level, high level, inner level practice teaching, only you focus too much auto level debating and stay in the Vinayana conduct is so strong, you attach to that, then that person not get liberation. Due to that, they don't have this, sons, auspicious sons never come. So who has that mention about that person is to take birth in the human beings higher realms again, because conduct bring us back to good conduct, bring back us in the higher realms. So good convictions in the human being realms, free from lower realms, but cannot liberate. If no liberate, then no auspicious sons. Practitioner, meditator died, there has all this, major or minor bone relics or rainbow light wherever. But, if to attach to their own conduct, then no effort, these ones. Okay, so then another reason, there also mentioned about this, the minor bone relic or rainbow light where appear. That's I don't see in the teaching, but I hear from the the teachers talk about someone practice tantra, they're more inner secretly, they don't talk about much other sharing. Then that person has more ability to more opportunity have this special sons, auspicious sons. So sometimes like if high really good practitioner teachers that share too much teaching tantras for others, they don't get these auspicious sons too. So that's why the good is a tantra practice is like kept secretly, like own practice. Then have person has more the opportunity to have these auspicious sons when they die. So That's why I also just recognize that in Tibet, when very high teacher, when they pass, the sun is not the, of course, the suns, these special suns, auspicious suns, but not very strong. And some just ordinary monks and the nuns die. Their practice like they're humbly and their own kind of more secret level, all the time follow that. They don't share anything for others. So then when they die, is more these auspicious sons. So that's another, they just say, but I'm not sure, okay? That's just, I don't see in the teaching, but I heard people say that, but some kind of like that looks like true. Then another reason why is secret holding high is because we have very strong fixation, attachment, self-grasping. So very strong self-grasping fixation. And then also you need something, holding yourself practice inside. So actually kind of self-grasping introduce self-grasping. So you're using this secret teaching, like you're not sharing for others, holding, and then that destroying your negative self-grasping. So that's you have to know, like example, in this mala, I give for everyone, touching to everyone, touching, and then, this mala is just like, okay, everyone can touch, everyone can hold. It's not that, precious become. If I hold this mala, is very strong, special, something special object. No one let it touch. I hold this very always like precious object. And I also think I have this as precious, appreciate ourselves and kept secretly and always use for practices, some important time, always use and don't let anyone touch, then that is become mala is more special objects, powerful. So looks like you are attached to mala and fixation, but another level, you create your mala is very special, sacred object. So then the mala has power. So that's the, like some Tantra practitioners, they all the sacred object that not let you see anyone. The Shran Rom, everything is their own. And, people don't let in there. They don't let touch, they don't let see, and just only the personal practice use that object. So that is you hold that very strong, auspicious or special object, and kind of use fixation to that, but it's positive fixation. Positive grasping, self-grasping to destroy negative self-grasping. That's the who has a very strong selfish people need. Yeah, especially your own practitioners need that holding. Okay, so that's the reason is here. Then since they did not take the way of sacred mantra to hurt while they were alive, but instead depreciated the sacred mantra, so okay, so the point is during our when a lifetime, we don't sacred mantra to hurt while they were alive. We don't hear the teaching. We don't take the teaching. also reason is like something like thing is like incorrect feeling. So then, but instead also deep recited, I think, the sacred mantra. So, and fared to become acquainted in life with the exemplary deity of the way of sacred mantras. So also like you disagree and maybe criticize, strongly become ghost like, and no thing is thinking about incorrect, no trust, no belief. Then also no familiarity in this during our lifetime. So due to that, they will not recognize the luminosity and the deity when they arise in the intermediate state. So they don't recognize the deity is arising. That's the yesterday I share you, whatever arises is just terrifying. Not the deity's form arising for them. So arising is only Mara of form body. Arising or is negative afflictive emotion, negative karmic percepts is arising for that person. Suddenly seeing something they had not previously seen. They will develop an attitude of aversion and become hostile. Consequently, they will proceed into lower existence. So, when you never see something and in something apart in the Bardo, you're seeing that is like kind of enemy against that. So he trade to that. So due to that, then take to the lower realms birth. Consequently, they will pursue into lower. This lack of familiarity and the erosion of aversion. In the reason why auspicious sons such as major or minor bone relics and rainbow light do not occur in the cases of those upholder of monastery discipline and dialectical philosophers. However excellent they may have been, who have not taken to heart and experientially cultivate the way of sacred mantra. So that's all we talked already. In this case, like someone have to ability to liberation must have to have a connection to during the lifetime. This hearing liberation, sacred mantra teachings. On the other hand, so practitioner of the way of sacred mantra, even if they are the lowest of the low, means like really low practitioner, low caste practitioner, sacred mantra lower practitioner, low practitioner. However, causally, they behave in the world or however unrefined and uncultured they were. So, this means like the Mantrayana practitioner, the conduct is not that good in the relatively. They don't know how to follow the good conduct way, but not create negative karma, but don't know how to follow the just people's culture and not intentionally have bad thoughts. okay? But just drawing things, saying words, and activities not right. It does many mistakes. So that kind of person here is talking about, and however, handsomely and in legend their conduct, even if they have not been able to experientially cultivate their way of sacred mantra successfully, will attain liberation in this instance. So that person, even they not successfully practice yadam deity in the lifetime, this person just lower key sacred mantra practitioner has opportunity to liberate. Not everyone, I think. We have to say that person has opportunity. Then, like some logic or philosopher and never accept the Tantra teaching and very good conduct, follow the Vinayana, no accepting Tantrayana against Tantrayana teaching. So the comparing these two, like philosophy, no accept Tantrayana, Vinayana teacher, no accept Tantrayana, and someone like other hand, very low practitioner for Tantra, not that really good knowing like how to follow the conduct, but then the person has more opportunity to liberate in this state than other two, right? Okay, simply because they have not embraced a mistaken view and are without doubt and are devoted to the sacred mantra because due to devotion and due to the connections. So even if such individuals' conduct in the human world was illegit, at least one auspicious indication. So someone like even not really good illegit, I mean no good conduct in the human realm, not that see like good conduct, but such as major and minor relax image or rainbow light will occur at the moment of death. This is because the way of sacred mantra carries on extremely great blessing. So the sacred mantra teaching power of that. Even your conduct has shaking, not that perfect, but still you due to this Chandrayana blessing, when the person die, have some good sons, auspicious sons come. Then yogin of the way of sacred mantra who are above average capacity. So the yogin of the way of sacred mantra who are above average capacity means like middle level, this practitioner, sacred mantrayana. So here right now is talking about the lower level sacred mantrayana practitioner has opportunity to liberate in this state. Okay. Then here right now mention about yogin of the way of sacred mantra who are above average capacity, middle level one, who have experientially cultivated the meditation of both the generation and the perfection stage and the practice the recitation of the heart mantra and so on, do not need to roam downwards this far into the intermediate state of reality. That person don't need to come down all the way here. If you are the middle level sacred mantrayana practitioner, then you don't have to come to all this wrath for deities area. So that means like someone who has hearing liberation, Tantra teaching, who practice Yadam deity, so who chant the mantras and who know this generation stage, who know the completion stage. So it's like generally with, our daily sangha, so follow, receive the teaching, and also practice yadam deities. That kind of level, I might understand, don't have to come to all the way in this level. Come down here, have an opportunity to liberate more before than this. Could be in the first state, or could be in the, yadam deity, like peaceful deity during that time. So as soon as respiration ceases, they will certainly be invited to the pure realm of the scar-farer, but awareness holder, heroes, and darkness. Could be the, liberate very beginning part. Even not really go to the fourth, fifth days. So as an indication of this, once or more of the following signs will occur. So the more signs coming, the scar will become cloudless. When they die, the meditator, skies become more clear, cloudless. The body will merge into rainbows and the lights. As shower of flower very far, there will be the fragrance of perfume in the air and the song of music in the sky. So that's when Malarepa, when he passed away, so all these sons that time comes. Wire rays of light, major and minor ray lights, image rainbow lights, and so forth will appear in the funeral prayer, I think. So this sons here mentioned about special sons or auspicious sons, that not only like long time ago happening, that still this happening. That is the sign of the practitioner, the sign of the sacred Mantrayana blessing. So it is that for the upholder of the monastic disciplines and the teacher of dialectics, who have not been previously introduced, and for practitioner of the way of sacred mantra, those commitments have degenerated, and for all ordinary person. So the here mentioned about, we talked about Vinayana discipline, teacher and philosopher, and the Mantrayana, sacred Mantrayana, who lose the Samaya. And then that people come down here, all the way come down here, because not recognized. Then of course here says ordinary people who don't have a teaching and the practice. And all ordinary persons come to in these stages. This great liberation by hearing is indispensable. So that's the reason this great liberation by hearing is most important. We need indispensable, means I think most important. Without this, then not possible to liberation. Those serious meditators who have meditated on the practice of great perfection and the great self. So these are the Mahamudra practitioners. Here says Mahamudra and Dzogchen practitioners, meditators, will recognize the inner radiance that dawn during the intermediate state of the time of death, and will attain Buddhahood, body of reality. So that's we already talked. For this meditator, there is absolutely no need to read this liberation by hearing. So that person no need liberation by hearing. They have their own ability to liberate. They don't need any support. In summary, if individual recognize the inner readings during the intermediate state of the time of death, they will attain the Buddha body of reality. So that's the first stage. Buddha body of reality is Dharmakaya liberation. Okay, that's the only Mahamudra Dzogchen practitioner, meditator. If they achieve recognition during this intermediate state of reality, when the vision of the peaceful and wrathful deity arises, so then second is, see here is the, during this intermediate state of reality, when the vision of the peaceful and wrathful deity arises, they will attain a Buddha body of perfect resource, a person's liberation to the Sambhonakaya form. And right now in this also still this wrathful section, who has the ability to realize the person is called, attain the Buddha body of a perfect resource like Sambhonakaya liberation. If they achieve recognition during the intermediate state of rebirth, they will attain the Buddha body of emanation. So that's the called Namanakaya liberation. So that section is coming another part. Okay, so this teaching is followed by thing about death Bardo and inner reading, liberation. That's one section. Then peaceful deity, another section. Wrathful deity, another section. So the last section is, is the intermediate state of rebirth. So that section, the four major sections here in this teaching has, in the main teaching. Alternatively, at the very last, individual who have heard this teaching will be born into the higher existence, will decide on the residual puttings of their past actions. So also the individual who has like last one, like not this practitioner, but at the very last individual who have in this teaching, then that person will take birth to the higher realms. Future life is connected to the Dharma. So future life is spiritual person, like become, because connect to the Dharma. And that part is like we have to know. Last year, I think I shared like one teaching called the dream of Bardo, dream yoga Bardo. So how hard to take birth in the spiritual person, very hard. So if someone hearing this Bardo teaching in this life, they're no practitioner, they're not doing any practice, but future take higher realms birth, and then also the person has connect to the spiritual. They will reach your potential of their past actions. They will again meet with and be able to practice the sacred teaching in the next life. The no opportunity to liberate in this life, but a person has ability to liberate future life. Since this sacred teaching is beside on recognition in the intermediate states, This great liberation by hearing is the teaching whereby Buddhahood can be attained without meditation. So the point is, long as you have a connect to this hearing liberation teaching, and even without meditation, you can liberate. So great liberation by hearing is the teaching, thereby Buddhahood can be attained without meditation. Without meditation, you can take birth. Next life is a higher spiritual person. And through that, your practice can be enlightenment. It is the teaching whereby liberation can be attained just by its being heard. Only just liberation by hearing. So it is the teaching whereby those that are the most negative are lead into the sacred path. Even the person is a negative person, the hearing liberation take to the sacred path, spiritual path. So think about hearing liberation means like someone has so much negative action, the karma, but then they hear these teachings. They helps to reborn to the higher realms and the spiritual connection, then can purify karma. Through that, we can liberate, that person can liberate. So that's why we have to know, cannot be misunderstanding. Touching liberation, hearing liberation, eating liberation, seeing liberation. So we have many liberations. These all liberations not take you to the enlightenment right moment there. Okay, next life. So these liberations connect to the Dharma seeds, planting the individual or their beings. Through that being even have a negative karma, take birth higher realms, connect to the spiritual. And then they go through that stages and you can liberate. Okay, so that's why you think about in the samsara, we have so much conditions, this negative karma conditions, samsara conditions, so much cause conditions. Very easy to go to wrong directions, easy to create negative karma. So without this hearing liberation, touching liberation, eating liberation, and seeing liberation, how can we put karmic imprints to liberation for these beings? Not possible. So that's why this all is like power of Dharma, power of enlightened beings' blessing, and power of all the Buddha's compassion. So they create this seeing liberation means blessing, connect to the spiritual path. And then long as you connect to the spiritual path and practice, and you can liberate. So that's why I call liberation. So we have to understand that, very important. Then eating liberation is always a Dharma peer. So many mantras create, and we have to eat that. It's called eating liberation. That go into the body. It's all helps, like right now talking about Shetro deities like heart center Yadam deity, brain levels Yadam deities can be ripening. Use that seeds into our body. And then hearing liberation, of course, these teachings, mana mantra, and many mantras hearing liberation. Dharma blessing, when you eat, that is called eating liberation. Then seeing liberation, we have put a hang in the drawer, and so many, we have. So this kind of object here is seeing liberation. So that's all giving the connection to these beings, to future love is a spiritual person to then can liberate. Without that, like how can connect to the spiritual? Not possible. Especially these lower realm beings. Even human beings, very hard to connect to the spiritual. So we can connect karmic imprint seeds to every single beings to can help and benefit. So then it is this teaching that by essentially points of discrimination are instinctively grasped. And it is the performed teaching thereby perfect Buddhahood is instantaneously attained. That it is impossible for those sentient beings who have been engaged by the teaching to fall into lower existence. So that person actually not going to lower realms, even hear these teachings, because hearing liberation. So thus liberation by hearing and the related liberation by wearing should be read along together. So another is called liberation wearing. It's called Thodol, is like you hold it already in your body. That's also have some another teaching. So Thodol is Tibetan we call Thodol means like with your body, kind of touching with your body, and then the liberation by wearing should be read aloud together, means they have to read together. So short mantra is liberation by touching is asha samaha, is 6 syllables. Usually in this kind of wristband has inside there these mantras, but long one has more prayers. It's like same as in this hearing liberation, like longer prayers. So this longer prayer is created by the mandala something mantras, and then rolled up all together, and they make some protections, and people usually carry in the body. So that's the called his liberation by wearing. And each Yadam deity has that liberation by wearing too. Should read a lot together, means like if you put together reading, since the conjunction is like a mandala of gold inlaid with the charcoal ornaments. You have a gold, then you put a really ornament, good ornaments. Same. If your body is beautiful, then you put a very nice cloth and makeup. Same. So this comes two together. It's like there's a more beneficial, more powerful. That's an example, right? Okay. Then main subject matter having outlined in this way the essential. The purpose of the liberation by hearing, the disease should not be introduced to the arising of the intermediate state of the wrathful deities. So then, when we introducing this hearing liberation for the disease, especially in the intermediate state of the wrathful deity, again, you should call the disease by name 3 times and say the following words. So we have to call the disease name 3 times, the person's name. Then child of Buddha nature, lesson should destruction. Although the intermediate state of the peaceful deity did previously arise within you, you did not recognize it. So now you have wandered through the successions of pathway to here. to here, so like all the way come to like in this stage, no liberating, no on this 8th day, so that didn't the disease is not liberate until 8th day is come out here, but not too bad. Still, is a really high level. We think it's like, wow, so much wrong there, but not really. This all is the highest level practitioner's realization states. So no ordinary people realization states. So no arise these yadam deities. And you see the Tanka, Radford deity, and then main center, blue one is of course Dharmakaya, Samenda Bada, Samenda Bari, Radford, but then same, you know, like peaceful deity, we have all this direction has 5 Buddhas. So now is this peaceful 5 is become Radford 5. Actually, same Yadam deity, okay? So arising same afflictive emotion, 5 aggregates, 5 elements, and so that is arising. So what do we have to know? 5 elements is a 5 female Buddha, 5 aggregates is this 5 Buddha, and 5 emotion we have to recognize 5 wisdom. So that's a Tantra teaching. It's very simple in other way. So not that complicated, because sacred mantrayana inner teaching means we have 5 afflictive emotions, we have 5 aggregates, we have these 5 elements. So no, that is rising. That is arising in the form. Right now, that all is within our body. Okay, when we die, so that all is arise appear to form, because we don't have form, physical form in the Bardo. So they arise in the form. Yeah. Then the 5 aggregates, someone knows like truth, reality is 5 Buddha. And the 5 elements is you knowing true, is 5 female. 5, you know, afflictive emotion, we know truth, reality is 5 wisdom. If you know knowing, then this all is frightening appearances. Is knowing truth is become transformed to all this positive. Yeah. So no country in this age, there is more harder, is more strong, energy is rising. So that's why here in this level is called the orchard of Buddha nature. So this is Radford deity of the Buddha family, Buddha Heruka, Buddha Heruka, in union with the Buddha Raki Darsawari, something. So that's this coming in this one. Or child of Buddha nature, who is called great glorious Buddha Heruka, where no arise, vividly manifesting before you from within your own brain. So not talking about heart, you know, own brain arising. So that's why this is not somewhere outside there physically, but it's arising from own emanation. And some, you know, high realized practitioners bring, you know, this is called cup, right? Score cup, and very precious ones. So there, who practice this Yadam deity, achieve the accomplishment practitioner Yadam deities, this score cup is special object, powerful. You see inside there has all these deities, symbols. Some monastery has, you know, someone realize who achieved the practice Yadam deity, and then they hold this Kapala, score cup. Inside has all these symbols of different deities inside there. So that is the auspicious sun. Then who know the Kapala or this, brain and like each symbols, knowing all these different symbolize different deities like, locations. So no is this Buddha is arising from actually center like Kapala, score cup in the maybe in the central level, because this is a representative Buddha Vairocana. Same is like heart center, the heart chakra center is Buddha Vairocana. And then Buddha Amoghasiddhi Varjat Sava is in the east. So same, exactly, Adiya is the same thing, just form is become different. His body blazing in a mass of light is dark brown in color, having 3 heads, 6 arms, and 4 legs, which are firmly set apart. So also this deity Radha has symbolized meanings. Why is 4 head? Why is 6 arms? So that's all has another explanations. We don't have to know exactly today. It's also very hard to share one by one. But generally, we know like the 3 faces like 3 kaya, 3, eye is like 3 terms, knowing, inseparable. 3 faces, 3 kayas inseparable. And then 6 arms is like kind of usually 6 paramita, 6 perfection. So true light is like, true truth. So that kind of, all the enlightening quality. Then his right face is white, the left red, and the central face dark brown. His 9 eyes are fixed in a fearsome, wrathful gaze. These eyebrows are giving like lightning. His fingers are bared and gleaming. And he is laughing loudly, uttering the songs of ah la la and ha 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 and so. Yeah, song is beautiful, I think. So, ah la la, ha ha, shoo shoo. So that kind of, song is coming very strong. Then the garden bone hair of his head blazes and rears upwards. So when I read like you need patience, like you also know so like how to read this very fast pronunciation correctly. I'm stuck there, stuck. So your feelings, like sometimes we drive like the car up to the like mountains. So that kind of feeling you have, I think. You want to push, then sun and moon discs, black serpents and the grass skirt adorned which of his heads, and the black snakes and fresh scars form and garland around his body. In these 6 hands he holds on the right, in the first hand, where in the middle one on ox, and in the left hand a sword, and to the left in his first hand he holds a bear, in the middle one a plowshare, and in the last a scourge. So all this each symbol has meanings. So up, destroying samsara cause. destroying like anger or attachment, negative karma. So this all wrath for that is symbolized meaning is the no positive symbol. It's kind of negative symbol, destroying. So, you know, if you destroy your anger, then you have a symbol of the wrath for deities. If you create compassion, you have peaceful symbols. You know, you create peaceful, like loving, kind. You know, through that quality practicing, you create yourself with joy, happy, and all you get symbols is a peaceful deities symbols. When your anger arises, you subdue your anger. When you emotion, negative, whatever arises, you subdue that, you get wrath for deity symbols. So another is followed by, you know, positive quality. Another is followed by negative quality. So you create positive qualities. Naturally, you have this peaceful deities, you know, ornaments, symbolize meanings. You know, you subduing negative emotion part, we get this the Buddha wrathful symbols. So we subdued our anger, your form is wrathful. Subdued attachment, your form is union. And you know, bring all the three terms together, then you have three eyes. So that kind of, you know, like negative transforming is, or is like deity, wrath for deity's form, some symbols. We have to note that, very important sections. So that's why here is the wrath for symbol is not suited for ordinary, like for regular people. Then who really know the Vajrayana teaching, who practice inner level, sacred mantra, then you know this is a very important one. Our time is finished or no? No, right? Still we have time?
We still 20 minutes, Kimbo.
Oh, I see. So into the left, in his first hand, he holds a bear. In the middle, one plowshare, and in the last, a skull. The female concert Buddha Karodisawari is embracing his body. Her right hand claps around his neck, and her left offering a skull cup filled with blood to his mouth. Amidst loud pudding platter sounds of tukchom, and each churning roar like the reverberation of thunder. The fire of pristine cognition blazing from the very indestructible pores of her bodies. I hope I'm doing okay. And thus they stand together with one leg extended and the other drawn in, who are thrown up, supported by Garudas. So that's how the, you know, like talking about all this deity's form body, which kind of like appear to, like you have Thanga, so right away we can see in their image. Then do not be afraid, do not be terrified, and do not be awed. Recognize this to be the Buddha body of your own intrinsic awareness. So we have to recognize this is our own awareness. These are your own meditation deities, so do not be terrified. This in reality in the transcending Lord Verochana and his concert, so do not be afraid. So it is Verochana, Buddha Verochana. is wisdom, is the Dharma Dharma wisdom. So the our the aggregate is I think conscious aggregates arising. So that's the form bodies right now is in this wrath for deity. So Buddha Heruka. So that's we have to understand very important. If your own intrinsic awareness, these are your own meditation deities. Like this is our own emanation, our own yadam deity. So do not be terrified. This in reality, in the transcending Lord Verochana is concerned. So do not be afraid. Recognition and liberation will occur simultaneously. If upon hearing these words, the disease recognize the meditation of deities. So when this terrify is perceived arising, and we introduce that perceived is this Buddha Verochana form, and then the disease recognize its own meditation of deity. He or she will dissolve indivisibly within them, means become the inseparable with Buddha Verochana, and thereby attain Buddhahood in the Buddha body of perfect resource. So it's the person is enlightened. Again, calling the disease by name. So the introduction should be given with the following words. So then this is like no recognize and lose like missing some sections, I don't know. So even you giving this instruction to the disease not recognize, then it's disease run away from this percept, not recognize. Then we have to giving again, calling the disease by name. The introduction should be given with the following words. So then second, Buddha actual be aware, Varja Sava is arising. Second is so all child of Buddha nature, lesson without distraction on the 9th day. So 9th day, he who is called the transcendent Lord of Varjara Herukas. So Varja Heruka is a Varjara family. Also this, talk about the 5 Buddha families. This is a Buddha actual Bia Varja Sava. Then Radha is Varja Herukas. Of the Varjara family of blood drinking deities, will arise from the eastern direction of your brain and appear before you. His body is dark blue in color with 3 faces, 6 arms, and 4 legs, firmly sit apart. His body is dark blue in color with 3 faces, 6 arms, and 4 legs, firmly sit apart. His right face is white, the left red, and the central face is blue. In his 6 hands he holds, on the right in the first hands are Varjara, in the middle one a skull cup, and in the last hand on ox. And the left in his first hand he holds a bear, in the middle one a skull cup, and in the last a plowshare, I think. The family concern, Varjara Karodisawari, is embracing his body. Her right hand clasped around his neck, and her left offering a skull cup filled with blood to his mouth. They arise. So do not be afraid, do not be terrified, and not be awed. Recognize this to be the Buddha body of your own awareness. They are your own meditational deities, so do not be terrified. So we cannot terrify, scared to this form. This in reality, it is the transcendent Lord Vajrasattva and his consort. So do not fear them, but devoted to them, recognition and liberation will occur simultaneously. So this is like talk about our your own awareness is like usually Vajrasattva is associated with mirror-like wisdom. So then I think aggregate is form body. If I'm hearing these words, the disease recognition, recognize the meditational deity, he or she will dissolve indivisible within them and thereby attain Buddhahood in the Buddha body or perfect resource, inseparable with the Vajra family. Yet, if those individuals who are greatly obscured by past actions, so still someone has more negative karma and not any instructions, hearing liberation, no connect to the sacred Mantrayana teaching, practice. Then on the 10th day, the Rina family, so this is a Rina family of blood drinking deity will come to escort them. Again, calling the disease by name, the introduction should be given with the following words. So this is the, Rina family is a 14 Buddha. Then all child of Buddha nature, blessing without distraction. On the 10th day, he who is called Rina Herukas. So Heruka is wrathful, yeah. Of the Rina family of blood drinking deity will arise from the sorting direction of your brain and appear before you. So that's a sorting part of our own brain. Then his body is dark yellow in color because the salt is yellow with 3 faces. 6 arms and 4 legs, firmly sit apart. His right face is white, the left red, and the center face is burning dark yellow. In his 6 hands, he holds on the right, in the first hand, a jiver. The reason is because Rina means jiver. So I think that's also you see this wrathful deity first hand holds is the belong to the family is a symbol. So you see the Eastern Buddha Vajrasattva wrathful holds the Vajra first hand. In this one hand giver because of Rina family. In the middle one Katavanga, and in the last hand a club. And to the left in his first hand, he holds a bear. In the middle one, a skull cup. And in the last, a pterodont. And the female consort, Rina Karodisawari, is embracing his body. Her right hand is clasped around his neck, and her left offering a skull cup filled with blood to his mouth. So this all same, that part. And the point is that the skull cup filled with blood is like non-conceptual, inseparable, no judgmental, no door, so many meanings in there. To his mouth, do not be afraid, do not be terrified, and do not be awed. Recognize to be the Buddha body of your own awareness. They are your own meditation deities, so do not be terrified. Thus, in reality, is the transcendent Lord Rina Sambhava and his consort, so be devoted to them. So we have to recognize this Rina Sambhava and devoted to them. Recognition and liberation will occur simultaneously. If upon hearing these words, the disease recognize the meditation deities, the knowing their own Yadam deity, he or she will dissolve indivisibly with them and thereby attain Buddhahood in the Buddha body of perfect resource. Yadam deity is like, own Yadam deity means like actually our own emanation, like, truth, our nature. So this all is within us. So that's why called Yadam means. And we have to recognize that. So that's why it's our own meditation deities. So can we liberate in that state? Yet even after receive these instructions, there are those who, owing to their negativity, habitual tendencies, were nevertheless flew in awe and terror, not recognizing their own meditation deities. They were perceived them as Yama, and thereby the recognition were not equal. See, there's a very clear. If no recognition, then that's not Yadam deity, right? And so receive them as Yama means like it's terrifying, like kind of a, who put away in the prison, who torture the prisoners and who guarded the prisoners become same, because due to the negative concept karma. And thereby the recognition will not occur, due to negative karma not recognized. So if long as you have the ability to realization, so that's why we have different connections. In this, your house has 5 doors. So your house has 5 doors. I mean the 4 doors, center, and then 4 doors. And center has another room, center of the house, and then the house has 4 directions. So you can come in which door you have ability to come in, so you are belong to that family. Actually, you all have this, it's one house, not separate. But due to our connections, we are belong to that Buddha family. So that's why it's different families there. Then what we have to do, if the person not recognize, no time is finished, so I think we leave today here. It's so we finish 3 like center Buddha, Eastern Buddha, so Vairocana center, Vajrasattva Akhyobhya, and east, and then 14 Rina Sambhava. So now we are in the northern Buddha Amitabha section. No, west section, I think next is. So we can leave here. So next week we're starting Pema family, okay? Don't forget the Pema family. Please someone write down the Pema family next week. Thank you everyone. So now I'm going to share the our prayer dedication. Dorjen Chang de Lopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma, Lord Gambopa, Pamotropa, Lord Digompa, please bestow upon us most auspicious blessing of all Kaju Lamas. Sonam de ye tam je zeba nye tonai ni be danai pamze te jiga nanje balon truba sipen solen drowa sho. But this virtue may achieve omniscience by defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, death, cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise, where it is unborn, may it not decline, but it will increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities are purified and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, they will realize the ultimate and as did Samanda, but I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the Tirikayas, by the blessing of the true unchanging Dharma Asasat, by the blessing of indivisible Sangha order, may the merit shall bear fruit. By this virtue collected in the 30 times, by my 7 all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by in the rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, humble, and precious enlightenment. May the teachings of great Digompa Ranachir, who is eminent Lord of Dharma, Master of Interdependence, continue and encourage through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation under the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. So I can share with you here my PowerPoint, what I have here. Can you see? Okay, starting today where we are come from. You can see, right? Do you?
Yes, we can see perfect, Kempo. Thank you.
Is it better?
Yes, that looks good.
Wow, so went through a long time, long way. Okay, this is the Sirat for deities. Yeah. And today, so far we went to in this one. And this Verochana. And this is the Ashobhya Varjastava. This sorting Buddha family. So then go to here is Buddha Amitabha Pema family. Next week starting here. And then this one is Amongaside. So this is the must be it's Dharmakaya. And we call Buddha Varjadara or Samendabari. So I did when I finish the whole thing, I can share with you. I did in this PowerPoint, I mean the like form using myself and see, and coming this is Bodha Verochana, and it's called the Buddha family. Verochana Center Buddha Dharma Dart Buddha family. And then this called the Varjara family. So we talked that. And now we finish that one. This is called Rina family. Sorting Buddha, Rina Sambhava, Rina Heruka. Then next week coming here is the Pema family. And this one is Karma family. So that's the 5 Buddha. And then also see 5 another the females rising from our brain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And also here, sorting is red, yellow, dark, Pakasi holding center here. And this one, another rat force. So far I have created in these sections. Not the whole thing ready. So I have Tibetan and English together and more easy for no mistakes. So yeah, and that's all is rat for dead is we have to go really long way. Okay, so far I have that.
Thank you, Kempo.
Okay, thank you.
Kempo, Rinpoche, some people are asking about questions. Will we be scheduling a time for those, or when would you like to have that opportunity for students?
Questions?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Who can give answers? Mary said, no, me. Okay, so question is, who has questions can still can do today, and who can wanted to leave, you can leave.
Okay. Ed so far had his hand up. If you could put your you put your hand back up, Ed. And Lyman had her hand up too. So thank you. And I see
Oh,
others.
wow, so many.
Okay.
Lamin, go first.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I can see Lamin is first here.
And if we have a Chinese question, Kempo, we will need to take Sherab out of the interpretation channel. But for right now, I think we're okay.
Yeah, please ask a very short way. So then we have a time to other people to ask questions. So when you ask question, please just say a very short way. It's Lamin cannot hear. So then next, Lobzang Dorje Koncho Yishi. Please. Keno, oh yeah, I see like David Keno unmute. Everyone is mute. So
Oh,
that's
I
why.
apologize. Let me take them off. Sorry. Apologies. That was me.
So then Lamin go first, please. Oh yeah, okay, Lobzang Dorje.
Hi. I want to ask a question. When Kimberly, you said that the big practitioner, when they share their teaching and realization or whatever, they share. When they share, they die. Then they don't have the auspicious size. And isn't it all the practitioner have no ego? And isn't it that all the practitioner, their liberation help them to help all the sentient beings, not for themselves? So the size is not that important after they die. Isn't it true? Why it's so emphasized that if you tell people, then you won't have sight after you're dead? I think it's pretty silly. Is it true?
Yes,
you know?
and Lamin. So
What do you know
I
what
think,
I'm saying?
yes, I understand. I think so.
So like you are sharing the teaching, like I think just share the teaching without reserve. You are all helping sentient being. If a practitioner think, oh, I want to have good sight, I don't want to share. And if I don't share, then I will have good sight when I die. I think that's a very selfish and very silly idea.
So that's due to our very selfish samsaric beings. That's why the practice of selfish is important. Okay.
Okay,
Heart
that's
entered
my
God, heart.
question.
Code entered God, code. That's it. Done there, loving things. Love
Okay,
them,
thank
please.
you.
Love them, Dorje.
Hi, Campo. Thank you for answering my question in advance. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good, good. I may have missed this because I've missed some of the teachings at the very beginning. I have to re-listen to the recordings. But briefly, if somebody dies, yes, and there's nothing but blackness, they don't see anything, okay, and they feel overwhelming terror. What does that mean?
So you mean someone died, the overwhelming terror comes, you mean?
Mm-hmm. But no deities, nothing, blackness.
Overwhelming terror is deity if long as recognized.
Okay, but no visual. You don't see anything.
So I think it's long as we go sleep, it's always have a dreaming.
Oh, okay. So even if
Someone
you
died,
see,
they always has they should have overwhelming. Maybe the realizer could be, you know, or could be strong created non-virtuous karma and directly down to the lower realms right moment they die. So could be the blockage. And other everyone has, I think, is experience.
okay, because the even if you practice constantly and you go straight to the lower realms with great terror and blackness, it's
So
distressing.
it's someone very strong negative karma.
Oh,
They go to directly to lower realms, no practicing.
even if they
Regular
practice.
Regular people don't go to the lower realms right there. And someone like very strong Mara in this world creates so much negative karma. That person should go to all the way right direct to the lower realms, right? And then they have to recognize and the liberation comes.
Oh,
so that's
so they could still liberate even if they're going directly to the lower realms, yes?
then they have to purify karma.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, some die is not everyone same, but this we make three different generally, okay? The realizer means practitioner liberate, they don't have this experience. Who create so strong negative karma in the world, they directly go to the lower realms, no experience. Reality, Bardo. Then generally people come into the reality, Bardo, so we have to go through all this experience. And this experience is the depending, of course, like strong or not strong, is everyone has a different experience, but same is like we go to for sleep. Sometimes we have a nightmare, sometimes like good dreams. So it's everyone has a dream. So who died, everyone has this experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so next ED.
Hi, Rinpoche. Is this correct that the process of seeing the Yidam as our nature, as our mind, we can use that in everyday life when we have an afflictive negative emotion? We can see the emotion as the Yidam. And you said the consort is the emptiness. So we can use that in our life in this Bardo. Is this correct?
Yes,
when we're
yes.
trying.
That's
Okay.
Yes. That's
So
what we
why-
have to practice every single day. You know, when the emotion object is seeing is empty, you know, transform something like when emotion comes, you have a control. reduced or subdued emotion or purify. So that is the wrath for deity. We have to create that every moment, every single day. Thank you, Edie. Next, stand up, please.
Hi, Kempo. My question is, generally the peaceful deities are said to come from the heart and the wrathful from the brain, but every once in a while I see an image where some of the wrathful deities are in the throat. Do you know which ones are said to be in the throat, not from the brain?
So that's the different teachings. Like generally, we talk about many different Buddhas. Okay, so you're accomplishing one Buddha. Example, Vajrakalaya. So then you have all these deities within on your body, different directions. Like okay, your right side is your Haryangava, left is Vajrapane, like something like that. Or the body, just we said all these deities within our body, not separable. So the point is like you accomplish in one Buddha, and you have all these Buddhas within your body. Like so that's another way understanding. And right now this is specific Bardo teaching. Shetro is the peaceful deity, wrathful deity. It's like everything is within our own body. So then where is located? It's located brain and heart chakra.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. And the next Elaine, please.
Thank you, Kempala. I was wondering if you could please clarify the timing of these practices. So if we've received the poet teachings and transmission, and now we're receiving these precious teachings today. So at death for ourselves or for others, do we begin the teachings, reading the Great Liberation by Hearing for 3.5 days right after someone's died, or listen to a recording ourselves? So I guess that my question is the timing of Poa practice and the Great Liberation by Hearing, and how long we do these for ourselves and others.
So we just not specifically time schedule exactly there. So you must do this time, because we don't know the disease, like some take really long dissolution stages, some very short way to dissolutions. And that just point is like disease, like mean the death comes. Science is very clear, knowing its alterability is like ceases. They have to perform the power. And then power is not, we do the power, but then after right away, just the people chant this hearing liberation again and again. And if someone really know the disease like processing stages, then you can break up all these hearing liberation sections. You can chant only that part for disease, but we don't know, because the disease like experience, which stage we don't know. That's why we just chant whole thing again and again.
For many days?
That's many days, yes.
Many days.
So see here is like goes like 8 days, 7 days, the 9, 10, all the way to hearing liberation chanting. And until is like 49 days people chant. Good is of course until ill is 21 days first.
Thank you.
Also, this is unlimited, like you can chant how many times you can do. It's more beneficial.
Okay.
Thanks. Melissa, please.
Thank you, Kempala, for saving us. Real quickly, related to Sandy's question, I thought that the semi-wrathful deities are at the throat, or is that a different teaching? That's what I had heard in Enigma.
Different teaching, so not really like saying like that some wrathful deity in the throat. This is just followed by different teachings, so always has a different
Different tradition, did you say?
no different tradition, different lineage. I mean, the different according to different teaching.
Okay. Thank you.
So generally, you accomplishment one yadam deity, all this deity is within on your body. So far I understand that. I don't think about like, oh, this is in the muscle location to the heart and the throat, it's different, I think. Thank you. You see.
Rinpoche, I think that we'll need to take Sherab out of the interpretation channel right now. There's there's some Chinese questions, but we'll need to.
We have two in here front. You see in the B. So after that we go to there.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
You see, please.
You.
Oh, Kambula, actually, I saw those questions in the Chinese speaking community in the chat. There are a lot of questions, and I thought Sherab was leaving, so I thought I would just translate the questions for you if you could please answer those questions. So,
Okay, thanks.
thank you.
B.
Oh, is Sherab here now?
Yeah, Sherab's
think-
here.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Can
B.
I ask a question now?
Yes.
Yes, my question is about recognizing luminosity. I have received nature of mind teaching from several teachers, but this is a concept that I still don't quite grasp. Is it referring to the emptiness of the mind by the word luminosity?
Yes. Natural mind. Yes. Natural mind, natural requires. So long as you receive the teaching, Dzogchen, Mahamudra, all is the same.
So the nature of the
So
mind here
program-
means referring to the emptiness of the mind.
Yes. Empty,
Okay.
luminosity, clarity.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, so now we go to the Chinese Sangha questions.
那我们来到这个Rinpoche, can you hear me now, Rinpoche?
Yes, Sherab.
Okay, I
interpretation
will
is
have
up.
to look for the questions first. Let me see. Okay, okay, most of the people, Rinpoche, they after they die, for about 2 or 3 days, they open their body. So there's not enough time for us to do the introduction of the Bardo teaching. So what should we do then?
So 2-3 days after body and mind is separate.
2-3天之后，身心就分家了哈。
Then that's the reason, without the body, but you can performing because this is like conscious, can hearing.
所以就算是没有了身体遗体被火化了，你还是做这个中医法的引荐，你也为他念度王经也是可以的，因为他的意识还在，他可以聆听得到。Next one, Rinpoche.
If body, its body is there, more comfortable. People feel is like something who doing the performing prayer, feeling is much better. His body is there, but actually without the body, still you can performing.
所以遗体还在的话，没有被火化的，那就更好，因为你觉得那个跟他有关系的人，他的上司啊等等，谁为他念这个度王经的话，会更好。即便是遗体不在被火化了，也是可以，因为他的意识还在的。Rinpoche, next question, said if our relative pass away, our dear one pass away, if we couldn't make it to recite the Bardo Tutu to him or her every day, so can we record down our voice and play the recording?
I think that's also another method, because during that teaching, famous Sambhava sharing, we don't have recordings. So I think recordings is okay right now, we can say.
这个问题问说，请问亲人去世如果不能每天念这个中印度王经的话，可以录下来每天播放录音吗？人们就说可以的，因为莲师在传这个法那时代没有所谓的录音的这个技术吧，现在有了录音，自然可以应用这3小方面为他们播放这个文解头，中印度王文解头。Next question, if we during the time of death, and then we practice the power has been practiced for the disease, And will he or she experience the 100 deities during the Bardo stage?
So you mean disease as a practice power or someone performing power for disease?
I think not sure. He didn't say that whether the disease himself herself practiced the power or somebody did power for him or her.
So
I think
so
maybe
the question,
maybe what he meant or she meant is that if we attain after the power method is practiced and accomplished, will this disease consciousness experience the 100 deities during the Bardo, during the state of Bardo?
okay, so loosely, you know, the with just power also can performing all these different stages.
这破法也可以在不同的阶段去为他修的。
So the you don't know when is power is really work benefit. The good timing is like dissolution time. If that happen, then the disease they don't have this experience because the transform the conscious to Buddha Amitabha pure line. And yeah.
最佳修破法的时段就是刚刚它的元素消融的时候，那个刹那呢，那个王者的神识已经被牵引或者是度化到这极乐净土中去了。所以既然是度化，这也是往生极乐，这当然是不需要经历过这个中英文500尊的这个景象了。
Then power performance is someone power is like someone pass away like 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week after that power.
有3天的。
It's already on the peaceful ladies section, maybe wrathful section, maybe Bardo will becoming already. So yeah.
然后3天之后、5天之后、7天之后，到文500尊、愤怒尊、激人愤怒尊出现的时候，那已经就是需要经历过这个中阴的阶段的时候了。Next question, if for those who's not familiar with this kind of Buddhist terms and they cannot remember many terms and deity names and etc. So can we just tell them do not be afraid of the strong light. And then just move towards and embrace the stronger light. Will they achieve liberation by following this instruction?
You mean someone never have this practice in the connections, you mean?
Yes, just ask them to follow the stronger or brighter light. Do not be afraid of the brighter light. Just follow the stronger one.
It's who performing that person, yes, of course, have to chant this prayer. It's do through like good intention, bodhicitta. And then this is even this coherent liberation. Even they don't liberate in this in the Bardo, but the person take birth is like higher realms. So we see that today in another session.
今天我们就讲过了，这个我们要如理如法，在这个王者面前和身旁念这个中阴度王经、西藏度王经给他听啊，即便是在他不能够在这个中阴的阶段获得即刻的解脱，他也能够在他们80天中种下的佛法的种子啊，使他们往生善趣、人天善道，那也能在未来世呢执意佛法啊，学佛修行而获得证悟跟这个解脱。这个问题是问说，没有学佛人记不了那么多，告诉他们不要畏惧强光，跟着最强烈的刺眼的光芒走去就行了。这样说如法。问题是这样问。Next question, how to know our idam and the idam that Rinpoche mentioned, is it belong to one of the peaceful deity or wrathful deities or our own idam?
So this peaceful, wrathful, both are our own idam deity.
这些极静的两种本尊，其实都是我们的本尊。
Yeah, it's always our own emanation.
它都是我们的显化。
Yes.
是的。So 49 days. Next, 49 days, is it that we mentioned before, 49 days. Is it 49 days according to human realm, or it's just a concept?
49 days.
Yeah.
So you mean Bardo beings?
Yeah. Is it following our human realm's timing or Bardo being's timing?
You mean perceptions?
This 49 days is
Bardo.
calculated according to human realm's time, or?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we talked about the human realms time. Yeah, I think because that's the reason we always follow 49 days. So our time schedule, right? Thank you.
Yeah，这教法就是说的49天是我们人世间所讲的49天嘛，所以人不界答案是一般传统也就是我们人世间的用人世间的时间来计算的。Another question, I think this should be the last question. After we die, and we have to invite guru or sangha members to perform pujas for the deceased, and then but the gurus or the lamas are using Tibetan in their recitation, but the deceased couldn't understand Tibetan. So could the deceased suddenly understand Tibetan after their death?
Oh, so that's a very hard question. I think about that.
人不接受，这是很难答的一个问题。
So I think is should understand and you know, die means like we don't have this physical form, and then that means like you can hear any language, you can communicate any language. As long as you have this physical form, and then we only what we learn, so we only know that. We don't know the other languages. So when we separate from body and mind, so it's only consciousness, and then you know nothing flow to your other language to receive.
这个问题问说，人死后呢，以行上师喇嘛念诵的，首先用藏音来念的，那亡者并不懂得藏语，那死亡的时候可以听懂生前不懂的语言吗？比如说这个问题不难，不容易回答。一般上而言呢，生前只是我们不懂得，只懂得一种语言，不懂得听其他的语言。可是死的时候，因为我们的身心已经分家，意识本身是没有任何的局限跟受限的条件的，所以意识本身可以了解任何的语言的意涵，不会受到语言方面的障碍，所以他们是可以在亡者身世是可以听得懂或者了知到不同的语言的内容的。
Yeah, so my understanding is until you know we separate our body and the mind, is the own language is more beneficial because understanding more connections. So separate our body and the mind, then I think it doesn't matter which language the disease can receive.
身心还没有分家之前，当然用这个亡者本身所了解的语言去对他念诵是最好的。可是身心已经分开之后呢，不管用哪一种语言来为亡者进行念诵或者法会的修持的话，都是可行的，因为没有这种语言或者是语言的条件的限制。
Okay,
That's all, Rinpoche.
Okay, thanks very much, everyone.
Rinpoche, I'm sorry, there's one more question in the chat room. Jigme Ponsoka, he had his hand raised before, but he said, Rinpoche, some old people, they just died without any illness. Some just felt tired, some dizzy, and they took a nap or just lied on a bed to rest, and in just minutes they passed away. This process of dying has any meaning or not, or how they will be born in their next life?
So yeah, it's die is like so many diversity, like different ways people die. So good death is like just peacefully, you know, smoothly, and the die is have more opportunity to record the practice and use our own practice and more navigate is much better liberation. So death process is more important. Even someone has a really good practice, dharma in this life, but when we die, you know, someone attacked and strong fear and or strong anger die. So due to that is like right moment there is go to the lower realms. But they don't stay too long because due to the other practice. and good karma to, you can take birth higher realms, or like you can go purify karma and to liberate. So that's why death is like important. It's lucky ones die very, peacefully. And then it's have a Bardo Thodol, this like hearing liberation more beneficial.
所以这个问题就问说，一般的老人家了，死的时候很平静，睡一觉就这样走了，或者没有疾病，没有任何的苦恼，就这样走了。那他们下一世会怎么样？这是很好的往生的过程嘛？那人们记得回答说，这平静的逝去是很不错的一个征兆。但是就修习者而言，最主要是能否在临终的时刻呢，回忆起想到自己过去修法的这个功德，过去修过怎么样的一些法门跟这个诀窍。那是最好的往生的这个往生或者是逝世的这个方法，所以这个往生的过程比较重要。往生是怎么样，往生者是怎么样走的？那比如说你是一个很好的佛法的修持者，可是你临终那个刹那，突然间有人攻击你啊，有人诽谤你，或者有人让你生气，或者你感到非常的惊慌、失措、不知所以，不知道应该做什么的话，所以那个当下的一念呢，可能就会决定你的下一个步骤，就是能够决定你的投生的方向，或者是你将会体验到什么在中医的阶段当中。所以这个西藏度王经中医文教得度文集解脱这个法门的重要性，这一部经典的这个不共的功德，真是在这边扮演着一个举足轻重的角色。
Thank you.
谢谢各位，感恩大家。晚安，各位晚安，谢谢大家。
Thank you very much, Kempula。
谢谢康布拉。
感恩上师仁波切，
感恩
翻译师兄，感恩翻译师兄，
感恩翻译，感恩 Kempula。Muchas gracias. Buen día para todos.
Thank you, so much, Rinpoche.